tough, I'm supposed to read this, tough loss, but they seemed positive. Those tones of voice, though, that's annoying. You go on the road, you want to deliver, you have all this offensive prowess coming in, and then you get beat by the Eagles. Game was under a microscope, though, going into this one. What do we learn about the Dolphins? Jason, is that where you're taking us first? Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm going to talk Dolphins. We saw the Eagles last night. They showed up. They performed well. They were able to muscle out that game and come away with the victory. But as I looked at the Miami Dolphins, and Kyle, you hit on it in the beginning of our 7 o'clock hour, how good the Philadelphia's Eagles run defense was, and they shut them down. And once the Dolphins became one-dimensional, that Eagles front just got after Tua. He had no time as they're trying to mount a comeback. He has the ball, and he's trying to find somebody open. He's trying to give him time to get down the field, his receivers, and it just seemed like it was Eagles defenders in his face the entire time. And the crazy thing for the Eagles is it's not one guy. When you look at them getting after a quarterback, it seems like each play is somebody different. It's Sweat, it's Hassan Reddick at times, Jordan Davis had a sack, Jalen Carter's always in the face. So there's so many guys that they just send at you in waves that as I look at this Miami Dolphins team, there's cause for concern because their offensive line is beat up. Isaiah Wynn left the game. Connor Williams didn't play. Teron Armstead is out as well. And then on the other side, you look at the Dolphins defensively, and we watched Jalen Ramsey on the sideline was talking trash to Eagles fans at the end of the game. Standing next to him was Xavier Howard. Their two top corners didn't play last night. And for this Dolphins team, they've lost 2 games. Last night to the Eagles, the other one to the Buffalo Bills. And both of those games, the star receivers on the other team absolutely dismantled them. The Buffalo Bills, it was Stephon Diggs who was scoring touchdowns all over the place. Last night, it was A.J. Brown. So from an injury standpoint, from a depth standpoint, for the Miami Dolphins offensive line, they need to shore that up. In the secondary, they need to get their guys back healthy, and they have to perform because every time they go against a star receiver, it seems like they don't have enough to go out there and compete. So that was my cause for concern. As you look at this Miami Dolphins team, the 2 games they've lost, it hasn't been pretty, and it's been against the 2 teams that have been really good on their schedule.
I hear Dolphins fans this morning. We get it. The penalties were lopsided. It was 10 to nothing. Eagles got 10 penalties
shutout
in their favor, and the Dolphins got 0. The one time there was a flag thrown, it was an offsetting, and it was on the tush-push. But that said, I understand that. 4 times they're going to run that play on you when the whole thing going into it this week was speed versus power. 4 times they're going to run it on you, and 4 times they're going to get it. In 4th down situations, too. This, to me, is, if you're a Dolphins fan, you can talk about all the injuries you had. You could talk about the penalties. You could talk about the refs. I get it. But in December and January, this is going to be where, as a Dolphins team, are you going to get that 4th down stop? Are you going to get that 4th down conversion? Can you do it pound and grab? We know the Eagles can. Can the Dolphins? The weather's only going to get colder. There's only going to be more players injured. Can you be that aggressor? Can you be the more physical team? Can you get that extra yard when needed? Look, there's no shame in losing in Philly on a Sunday night when you don't have your 2 starting corners and the refs are calling all the calls for their team. I get it.
Yeah.
But those moments, those always went in the favor of the Eagles, and they always went in the favor of the Bills the first time they played. I will say this, Sirianni, this is not Dolphins related, I think he's heard enough about that play and some of the stuff that's been called against it, including a questionable penalty that was offsetting, like I said. I don't know if the guard was offset. It seemed very odd.
They had the wrong appendage.
It wasn't even his hand. Now it seems like maybe the officials are looking to find a way.
Yeah.
You didn't change the rule over the summer. That was on you. Don't start trying to create rules now.
Yeah.
Take a listen to Sirianni. I like this salt from him.
It's 1st and 9 every down. Every first down is 1st and 9. Knowing that if you get the 4th and 1, shoot, a lot of faith in that play. Because you've seen it, right? You've seen it across the league that people can't do it like we can do it. They can't do it like we can do it. And so I'm making my plug right there, don't ban this play. If everyone could do it, everybody would. Where's the camera? If everybody could do it, everybody would do it.
If everybody could do it, everybody would do it. We hear you, Nick, and the Dolphins can't do it. The Dolphins couldn't stop it, and they're one of 31 teams that haven't had an answer. So credit to the Eagles for what they did, and Dolphins fans, don't come at me about the officiating. Stop that
play in.
Stop the push. You knew it was coming.
41 of 44 they are since they started doing that. That's 93%. 1st and 9 is a badass phrase.
I like that.
That's a t-shirt,
T-shirt. That's sew that on a pillow.
First and 9.
That's like they do the Stoutland University thing.
Yeah.
1st and 9 is like the adjunct professor at Stoutland U. Like that's the class you take. 1st and 9 101. That is really, really cool. Listen, the Dolphins, things could be worse. You're 5-2, so you lost. The penalties were pretty bad. The Christian Wilkins one was horrible.
Yeah.
What Peter was talking about on the brotherly shove one, the referee called the guard offsides, and then Terry McCauley comes on and he goes, "That's not the guard. That's McCourty's arm, or that's Kelsey's arm.
Yeah.
I gave it to you." It's like the Kelsey's arm was mistaken for the guard. So he's like, "You can do that." The story for the Dolphins now, the burden of being 5-2 is you get talked about a lot, and the storyline until you prove it differently is going to be this. Just bring up the full screen. You might like it, you might hate it. Here's the deal. You got 2 losses, and they're the 2 teams that really anybody gives a damn about right now, okay? That's just a fact. You have 5 wins against teams that aren't really doing anything much at all. And the 2 teams you have that we think will probably be in the playoffs, not only are they losses, it's just like it wasn't there. All right, you lost by 28, you lost by 14. This is just subjective. And if any Dolphins fan has a problem with this, you're thinking the exact same thing. Now, maybe this season is you get back to the wild card like you did last year. But if you have greater things in mind, which I think this team does and is capable of in the second year with McDaniels, it's like you look at the NCAA tournament. Your quality wins. What is it? Your
RPI,
strength of schedule.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not great at all. You got the Chiefs in a couple weeks. It's going to be kind of strange.
In Germany.
In Europe, in Germany.
Yeah.
So you got to show up for that one. You got to win this one. I like a lot of what the Dolphins are doing, but I think the conversation begins and ends with, are they one of the elite? And it doesn't appear that they're one of the elite. They're one of the better teams in the league, but they are like a second stringer at this point because both times they play anybody who matters, smacked. It's just a fact.
That's where my brain went too. I know, Peter, you said this yesterday. You went around the NFC. You wanted to see who won and like how it fared for the Giants. I feel that way about the AFC East. Like all of a sudden, I feel like the RPI on the AFC East, the meter is just like wobbling back and forth because like the Giants the Bills can't figure anything out. The Patriots beat them yesterday. The Jets are 3-3, and the Dolphins are losing these really important games. We're going to talk about the AFC North next. The AFC East, to me, if I had to make a list of most confusing divisions, that's where I put at the top right now because I cannot figure out what these teams are doing to each other and how it all pertains to January.
And the Bills have lost to 2 of these teams. They lost to the Patriots.
Yes.
They lost to the Jets week 1. It's an interesting division.
Yes, very much so, especially in the second half. We'll see how this
You're waiting
all
for
fares.
Miami or Buffalo. You're waiting for them to come
bubble to the
run off
top.
and
Yes.
be like, all right, it's ours.
They can't. They're like, who wants it? Yeah.